You can earn more than ever and still feel broke almost every single month. But the weird part is this: some people get richer before they ever feel rich. Real wealth usually starts quietly, while fake wealth usually tries very hard to be seen. Most people only recognize progress when it looks dramatic, expensive, or publicly impressive. A fancy car or a big house might look nice, but financial independence is the ultimate luxury. It starts when small emergencies stop feeling like personal disasters and start feeling manageable. It starts when your paycheck arrives and already knows exactly where it needs to go.
It's always wise to pause and think, does this align with my budget and needs? Yes, it does.
It starts when your future self stops begging you and starts receiving actual support. If you don't recognize these signs, you can destroy progress by trying to look successful too early.
One path spends to feel ahead. The other builds quietly until being ahead becomes real.
Social media trains you to confuse expensive with wealthy, even though those are often opposites. A lot of what looks rich is rented, financed, borrowed, or emotionally maintained. Real wealth shows up first as breathing room, not applause, not envy, not attention. So here are 7 signs you might already be getting rich, just very quietly.
Sign number 1. The month sometimes ends, and your money does not disappear with it.
As you can see, last month we hit rock bottom. But with a few changes, we're already up over 500 pounds this month. Now there is a tiny gap between what comes in and what goes out.
That gap is called margin, and margin is where financial stability starts being born.
Usually this happens because your money has a system now, not just good intentions. Maybe your emergency fund is still small, but it is no longer imaginary. And that changes your entire nervous system, because surprise stops meaning instant panic. A normal weekend no longer wrecks the entire rest of your month financially. Your balance survives deeper into the month, and that is not random luck. Sometimes your income has not changed much at all. Your money just leaks less now. You hesitate before impulse spending, and those little pauses save shocking amounts over time. That boring little discipline starts looking less like restriction and more like control. Because leftover money is not just leftover money. It is evidence of a changing pattern. People who get rich quietly usually stop improvising every time a paycheck arrives. They move something aside immediately, even if the amount still feels too small.
They treat saving like a bill owed to their future, not a leftover possibility.
Small monthly surpluses look harmless, but repeated long enough, they become real momentum. Not because the amount is magical, but because the behavior behind it is. Zooming out from the daily activity, we see the full 3-month trend. As you can see, the portfolio has achieved significant growth this quarter. So sign 1 is simple. Your life has started producing margin instead of merely surviving. And the first thing that margin buys is not luxury. It buys emotional calm. Sign number 2. Small emergencies still hurt, but they no longer threaten your entire month.
There was a time when one repair bill felt like a direct attack on your life.
That emotional difference is huge because wealth first changes your stress response before your lifestyle. You notice this sign when you can open bad news without needing 5 minutes first.
And that means fewer desperation swipes, fewer fees, and fewer stupid expensive mistakes.
You also stop lying to yourself because the numbers feel less emotionally dangerous now.
This does not mean you are financially invincible. It means you are less fragile.
Emergency funds are boring on purpose because boring is what protects normal life.
We've covered the essentials, rent, groceries, and transport. And as you can see, our savings are still fully protected.
Small emergencies are still annoying, and pretending otherwise would make this whole video fake. Calm is not just a feeling here. Calm is financial evidence you are changing.
And the next sign is stranger, because it starts changing what even impresses you.
Sign number 3. You buy fewer things just to impress other people or soothe yourself.
A lot of bad spending is not logical. It is emotional self-medication with packaging. Now you can want something and still leave it sitting in the cart.
You start asking what a purchase costs in hours of your life, not dollars.
And a surprising number of things lose their magic when you simply wait one day. The old flex starts competing with future security, and future security keeps winning more often. That is when envy starts losing leverage over your money decisions. Social pressure still exists, but it stops steering your wallet as easily as before. A lot of waste. You are starting to notice the emotion behind the purchase before the purchase happens. More of your spending is about usefulness now, and less of it is about identity. That is a huge sign, because rich behavior often starts as emotional control, not math. One useful habit here is a wait list, not a no list.
And once spending gets calmer, something even more important becomes possible with your income. Most people get a raise and immediately hand it over to a more expensive life.
Sign number 4. When your income rises, your lifestyle does not sprint upward with it. Your life still looks ordinary, but the numbers under that ordinary life are changing. This widening green gap means we have more money left over after expenses. That's great news for your savings. A one-time reward is fine, but permanent upgrades are what quietly trap people. The strongest money move is often keeping fixed costs boring while income improves. You stop treating every improvement in income like permission to inflate your life.
That trap feels normal because the world teaches you to display progress, not keep it.
Quietly rich people capture raises instead of letting the whole raise escape into lifestyle.
Sometimes the amount matters less than the fact your savings rate is climbing. This is not about never enjoying money. It is about not making fun expensive to maintain. The dangerous purchases are usually not big. They are sticky and monthly.
Wealth gets lost quietly through subscriptions, long before it gets lost through luxury.
Nobody compliments you for not upgrading, but that silence can make you rich.
So sign 4 is simple. More money enters, and not all of it leaves.
And when more of your money stays with you, one heavy thing starts losing power.
Sign number 5. Your debt is finally moving in one direction, and that direction is down. There was probably a season where you kept paying and still felt like nothing changed.
Now the numbers are actually shrinking, and that changes your sense of possibility. Every debt balance that falls gives future income back to you before you even feel it.
Minimum payments keep you alive. Real progress starts when the principal begins shrinking.
You notice this sign when checking the balance feels less like bracing for impact. As you can see, early on, most of your payment goes toward interest. But watch what happens as we move along. The principal portion grows until it overtakes the interest.
Lower utilization gives you more breathing room, even before the debt is fully gone. You also start taking on less fresh debt, which protects the progress you already made.
Easy payment plans look gentle, but you are getting better at seeing the trap.
Whether you use Avalanche or Snowball, the deeper sign is that you finally have a plan. Debt payoff is really about reclaiming future paychecks before they arrive already spoken for. Nobody can see this happening, but your shoulders know exactly what is changing. So sign 5 is this: less of your future belongs to old decisions. And once debt releases some pressure, something subtle starts returning to your life.
Sign number 6. You have more options now, even if your life still looks simple. Wealth often enters your life first as time, not stuff. You are not counting down to payday with the same desperation as before.
Having a little runway lets you make slower, smarter decisions instead of urgent ones.
Sometimes quiet wealth means you no longer need to say yes to every single extra shift.
The moment you can walk away from a bad deal, your financial life changes. Options reduce panic, because panic usually comes from feeling like there is only one door. Savings are not just dollars. They are days, choices, and negotiation power.
Even rest feels different when every quiet hour no longer feels financially irresponsible.
Don't fall for panic earning. The smart choice is to invest in yourself and build your skills.
It may look tiny from outside, but small freedom is how wealth first feels. Quiet wealth rarely looks glamorous. It often just removes forced choices from your week. You feel this sign in your body before you can describe it in a spreadsheet.
When money pressure drops, your standards rise, and that protects your future again.
So sign 6 is this: your money is starting to buy options instead of appearances.
And the final sign might be the most important, because it survives your bad days.
Sign number 7. Your money keeps doing the right things, even when you are unmotivated. This is massive, because discipline is fragile, but systems can keep moving without mood. A bad week used to knock your money off track, and now it does not. Investing that happens in the background is usually stronger than motivation-based investing.
Quiet wealth often looks like reminders, autopay, rules, and boring little checklists. You do not need to become a money superhero. You need fewer points of failure.
Systems beat willpower because systems do not care whether you feel inspired that morning.
Another hidden gain is mental space, because constant remembering is mentally expensive too. The best systems still work during imperfect months, not just disciplined ones.
One small automatic transfer repeated long enough can outperform a lot of dramatic intentions.
Net worth often rises too slowly to impress you, but slowly is still a direction.
Quiet wealth is usually built by repeating boring steps, not inventing new ones. This sign lives in your statements, not in your mood, which makes it powerful.
So sign 7 is this: your money behaves better now, even when you are tired. Now look at all 7 together, and a deeper pattern starts showing up.
None of these signs are random. They all come from the same underlying shift. You are moving from reacting to money problems towards structuring your life around fewer money problems. Wealth begins the moment proving yourself matters less than protecting your future. Quietly getting rich usually feels like life becoming less chaotic before it feels luxurious.
If your finances are getting more boring, that may be one of the best signs. The real sequence is simple: earn, keep, protect, then grow.
The danger here is clear. Once spending jumps ahead of your financial protection, the system fails, leaving you vulnerable.
Keeping more matters because you cannot invest money that already leaked out emotionally.
Protection comes before growth, because unstable money gets destroyed faster than it compounds. Every dollar not lost to interest becomes a worker that finally works for you.
Motivation comes and goes, but systems can keep building on days you feel average.
One reason people quit early is that this stage feels underwhelming compared with the effort.
Nobody claps when you keep fixed costs flat or automate a transfer.
That makes quiet progress emotionally hard, because flashy mistakes are easier to compare against. Early wealth building numbers often look too small to be exciting, but that is normal.
What matters most early is not size. It is direction plus repetition.
Two people can earn the same amount and build completely different futures from it.
One path converts raises into appearances, while the other converts raises into freedom.
At first, the difference looks tiny. Then, 5 years later, it looks like 2 different lives. Compounding hides at the beginning, which is why early progress feels smaller than it is.
The people who win are often just the people who stay consistent long enough. Most people do not fail because nothing changed. They fail because change looked too boring.
Quiet wealth is really an identity shift, long before it becomes an obvious number.
Usually you become safer first, then stronger, then freer, and only later feel rich.
So if these signs feel familiar, you may be further along than you think.
Your month no longer ends at 0.
which means margin has started entering your life.
Small emergencies still hurt, but they no longer get to control your entire month.
You need less emotional spending now, which means your choices are getting stronger.
More money comes in, and not all of it gets converted into a more expensive life.
Less of your future is being eaten by old debt. And that changes everything.
Your money is buying options now, which means panic has less control over you. And your systems keep working, even on days when your motivation completely disappears. And a strong, boring base will beat a flashy, unstable life almost every time.
So if you still feel behind, do not confuse a quiet season with no progress.
Let's highlight these key areas of progress. As you can see, the data clearly shows a consistent upward trend.
Here is the simple move. Track the signs, protect the gains, and automate more.
Once a month, check margin, debt, savings, and your emotional spending patterns honestly.
Then protect the progress by avoiding new recurring costs that quietly steal your momentum. And if possible, automate one more good behavior so progress survives your lazy days.
So look at your life again, but this time, do not measure it by noise.
If these signs are showing up, you may not feel rich yet, but you are quietly winning.
Welcome to Mike Finance Lab. To stay updated on all our latest explainers, go ahead and click the subscribe button.
Which sign hit you hardest, and what changed first? Your numbers, your habits, or your stress?